Good day, everyone. I am Chris Lawrence P. Morata from Grade 11 Resilience, and today I'm going to talk about something that we all see online almost every day, and that is fake news. Fake news is basically information that looks real and something straight out of news, but actually is false and misleading. You have probably seen it somewhere posted on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or shared in group chats. And the thing is, a lot of people don't really check anymore if something is true before they share it. So, fake news can spread really fast, and it can be really dangerous and can damage a person, a group, or just a specific someone's reputation. So the outline of the discussion. So first, I will first talk about the objectives of this topic, like what we're going to be exploring, and I will explain the three main types of fake news, which are disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. After that, I will go deeper into each type and give examples and also explain how to analyze them so we can understand how to actually tell them apart from real life. So it's like learning how to detect fake news when we see it online. The first objective is that I will be explaining the three types of fake news in a simple way, and second, to give real life examples so we can actually see how they appear online, especially on social media, and third, to help us understand how they are different from each other, because the three of them can honestly sound confusing at first, but once you see the examples, it becomes clear. So the three types of fake news are disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. So firstly, we will dive onto disinformation. So disinformation is basically when someone creates fake information on purpose, like they already know it is not true. It is used to mislead people, like they often use fake or, as you know, AI images, and the goal is usually to get attention, and it causes panic or influence of how people will think about a specific thing. And this kind of fake news is very common on social media because it can look very real, and sometimes it uses fake screenshots, AI generated pictures, and the problem is people might believe it right away because it looks official or emotional. So to give my first example of this is the one I saw on Facebook. It is a post that showed an AI looking image saying that government is giving away free money, like 8,000 pesos cash, and also with free electricity and even free aircon for peace members. The post was portrayed to be emotional, like it was telling OFWs to come home because there are free benefits waiting. And at first glance, it might look real because it uses words like government, assistance, but when you look closer, there is actually no official source or announcements from any government agency, and the image itself looks AI that can design to trick and attract attention from people. So this is a kind of information that is clearly made to trick people into believing something that is fake, especially people who might be hoping for financial help. And if we analyze it more, we can actually see a lot of signs that it is fake. Firstly, it is terrible. The image quality looks off, and the text and the texts are not really aligned properly, and there is no actual source like DSWD or any government page that is portraying it. And as you can see two people split into one person, and it can be really urgent, and it is actually a very common pattern in disinformation, as it tries to basically bypass some kind of logic and just go straight to something. And okay, another example that I have here is another Facebook post that says that the DTI is now requiring online sellers to get permits and fees for online ads, and that it could take 30 days to approve, and it will cost thousands of pesos per advertisements. And at first this sounds serious because it talks about government rules as small businesses, but actually no, not even a single official policy of this exists. Well, even it mentions political figures reacting to it, but no official source. But the thing is, this kind of disinformation is really just written in a way that makes people worry, and especially online sellers, even though it has no real basis that is tied to it, and it is genuinely just written to create fear among online sellers for God knows what, to I guess remove competition or something. And when posts like this appear online, a lot of people actually react to it very quickly. Some people share it right away without even checking, and others comment angrily, like as you can see in the slide, especially some small business owners who feel worried about how they will earn if this is actually implemented. And you can see the shares. There's 793 shares just for one simple post, and like people blaming the government or arguing with each other. And as this kind of disinformation spreads, and because once emotions are involved, people don't always stop to verify if it is true or not. And the impact of disinformation actually can be pretty serious. It can cause panic, confusion, and distrust towards the institution like the government, and it affects businesses, even those the ones that are innocent, because word of mouth will get to them, and they have no reason not to believe something if they haven't seen it for themselves. And the effects spreads quickly on social media, and that's why this information is considered very harmful. Okay, now let's move on to misinformation. So what exactly is misinformation? Misinformation is still false information shared by people who believe that it is true, but the difference for misinformation to disinformation is that the person that shares this kind of information does not know that it is false. They actually believe that it is real, and this usually happens when people share posts quickly without checking the source, and it can also happen when someone misunderstands information and basically spreads it to others. An example of this misinformation is when someone shares a post saying that Jinky Luistro might be replacing Sara Duterte as president, but the post has very little source or proof, and sometimes it even includes edited or funny images of the person to make it more entertaining or believable. And in this case, people share it thinking it is real news, especially if it looks like a huge attractive headline, but since there's no official confirmation or credible source, it becomes misinformation. So this spreads not because someone is just trying to lie, but because people believe it without even trying to check if this is the right information. And last but not the least, we have malinformation. And malinformation is actually a bit different because the information is actually real, but in this case it is used in a harmful way. Like, it can be taken out of context, manipulated, edited, shared to just damage someone's reputation or a group reputation. So it is not about being false, but about how true information is used incorrectly or unfairly. An example of this is a quote from Sharon Cuneta, where she supposedly expressed support and a message to Leni Robredo about leadership. The actual quote is real. It is from her Instagram post, but in some online posts like this post, only a fraction of it are shown, and it is then combined with a manipulated image where it looks like she is begging, crying, even though that never actually happened, and the image is edited and basically taken out of context. And what makes this malinformation is that the quote is basically real, but it is twisted and paired with a fake image to change how people will see it, and to not damage the image of both or one of the individuals. So in conclusion, fake news is not just one thing. It has different types like misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. And the main difference between them is whether the information is false or true, and whether it is shared on purpose or by mistake. And I think in today's world, it is very important that we don't just believe everything we see online. We should always check sources, think before sharing, and be more careful, because one post can already affect a lot of people. And that is the end of my presentation. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for listening.